Hello and thank you for clicking on this video. When you clicked on this video, you are following the stock market crash of 2020. And I agree with you. If we are looking into the Dow Jones and look into the chart of 3 months, then you really see that we lost about already 12%. And of this recording, maybe it's more or less. Now this sounds very, very scary if you're thinking about this kind of drops and you're reading that the Dow Jones lost more than 3,700 points, the biggest points drop ever, and also that, since the financial crisis of 2008, we don't have this movements in the indexes. But I can tell you that it's not so bad actually after all. And what we will talk about this video is how you can prevent that you are panicking like the rest of the stock market, how you protect your losses. We will talk about how bad is it really compared to historical changes of the market, and we will talk about what is good after all of this, because even every single negative side has 10 more positives. And therefore, without further ado, let's roll.
Wolf of Dubai.
Okay, so first what you can do, think about long term. Long term, the stock market always went up, and therefore I believe, the way through all these waves is long market. So if you have like options that you are trading, they are short-term investments, just go out of it. Even when you lose some money, on the long run, it's something more lucrative to invest into companies. Because if you're buying a stock company, then you are thinking about how the company will evolve in 5 to 10 years or the next 3 years. Now, even me as a stock market expert, meanwhile, even me can tell you how much Tesla, Amazon, Apple, or all these companies will be in the next couple of months or weeks. But I can tell you that companies that have a strong foundation, like companies that are investing in like Beyond or Beyond Meat or Tesla, those are being more than double or triple their value in the next couple of years. This I'm very certain of. And therefore, I believe that you should have a long-term vision on the whole perspective of the stock market. Even the current crisis will go away, definitely and certainly, and therefore I believe the long-term vision on these things is very, very important. Don't look into your portfolio every single day. Don't look on your options. Go out of your options. Go out of all the short-term investments that you had over the last couple of weeks where you said, okay, this stock will go in the next couple of weeks a little bit up. I will jump on the train, go out of this, jump the train and go into the real stocks where you see value. And especially now, there are some couple of interesting companies out there that are now on sale, which we'll talk about later on this video. If you're looking into the news, then you know that these are the biggest points losses of Dow Jones since the financial crisis. And this is true eventually because we are on the highest prices and the highest levels, and therefore same percentage back then was way less points. So don't put this argument just to the side. And therefore let's look into the largest daily percentage losses in the Dow Jones, the industrial index of the US, the most important one. And we see the most percentage drop was actually not during these days, but it was way back. So we had on the 19th of October 1987 a percentage drop in one day of 22.61%. And then the next one was during the Great Depression in 1929, also in October, with 12.8%. And the next days followed also with the drops in the 1930s. This was the Great Depression time where the economy was so bad, and also many people lost their job. Lots and lots of less consumer out there to purchase goods, and the whole economy was suffering. And then, if you're looking further to this list, then we see lots of 1899 was the fifth biggest drop. And then, since then also more and more mechanism was installed by the economies. For example, in China, if the Chinese market is on trouble, then the government forbids, and you cannot actually short position on the stock market to avoid that people are betting against a way up or a rebound of lower levels. And here also in the US, if you have a certain drop during one day, the stock market will close for a couple of hours or even a full day just to calm everyone down. And as you can see from the whole list of the biggest percentage drops, we are just on number, we are not even in the top 20 of this list. So you can see it's in the end of the day not so bad as it seems. Now let's talk about some really positive things out of that. So first of all, many companies will go out of this much healthier because they maybe even try to fix some things that was not even fixable during a huge bull market. The money was cheap, the turnover was there, and now when the turnover is reduced, then you start to act, and then managers start to act and see, okay, we have to reduce our workforce, we have to be more efficient, we need to cost cut all the costs that we supposed to do, but now have a reason for that. So you can see basically companies will use the current environment to get stronger, to get out of this much more in the positive. Some companies will even go bust because they are having so much bad things on them, and they like life-saving machine with cheap money and the economy going up and up just was extended life for those companies. And now it's the time to companies to get bankrupt, and bankruptcy will be definitely, if this continues in this economic scale, definitely we will see more of that. But then we have to see, okay, which companies are actually really affected and which not, because some companies say, hey, that's fine, but still people have to eat, right? So we are not affected. Or people will say, hey, our business is totally stable against this health issue. Some will even get and benefit out of that, like for example the dealers of this hand sanitizers or masks, or supermarkets where people just buy lots and lots of stuff. And I think this retail thing on the grocery side, on the food business, will definitely benefit. And now I want to tell you, if you have a situation like this, definitely think about it as like one of a kind opportunity, because this can fuel even more possibilities to the overall bull market that we know it cannot go on and on like that forever, and therefore use the opportunity to buy stocks cheaper. Now, just some examples. Tesla, 20% off. Virgin Galactic, 40% off. Uber, 25% off. Apple, 15% off. So you see that this opportunities is really interesting to buy companies on sale. And at the end of the day, we know that we as humanity go out of this crisis better than before, stronger, more experienced. With every such an event, we are getting more and more positive and even better out of this. And this can, again, fuel to the overall positive turn upwards, and the bull market as such can go further up in the next couple of months after we have more and more positive news about this crisis. And therefore, I'm here if you want just to let me know what you think. Comment below. I'm definitely looking into every single comment. These videos take a lot of time to prepare, therefore like and subscribe, and don't miss any daily vlog that I'm putting out here on every topics such as interesting companies, trade, stock market, or the overall economic situation. Therefore, I see you tomorrow. Peace.